Hey everybody, JCB here at The Awesomest, and you're watching The Awesomest YouTube channel. Today we're at Knott's Berry Farm. For the first time ever when it's not been Knott's Scary Farm. It seemed like it was going to be a pretty light day right off the bat. For instance, we were able to get parking that was pretty close to the front of the park. And then even though we arrived just a little over an hour after the gates opened, we were able to walk right up to the turnstiles and give them our tickets, and we had no real wait at all. Right when we got there, I walked into the information booth and got a map, and they were giving away these Charlie Brown buttons too. So I got one for each of us. So we're trying to find Johnny Rockets, number 7. Once again, the map doesn't work like Waze. This is something that bugged me about the Silver Dollar City app too, where the map just works like a paper map. We started out by walking through Ghost Town, which felt like a real ghost town because there was nobody there. The park was absolutely dead, which is a stark contrast from what we're used to. In fact, nobody was even trying to get a picture with Snoopy. The last time we came to Knott's Berry Farm was during Knott's Scary Farm, and it was packed.
God, I've only remembered wall-to-wall people all the time.
I know. It's weird to be here with it so empty.
Ew. Oh, I hate it. Oh, I hate it. They gotta look. Babe.
Mm-hmm.
And then it stopped?
Mm-hmm.
I died. It seems really slow.
The first ride we went on was the park's newest roller coaster, Hang Time. And basically we walked right on. I'm sure at certain times of year, this line is packed with people, but on this day, it was dead. Hang Time's pretty cool. It feels really floaty, a little slow at times even, but it's got a lot of cool elements. It made it a lot of fun, I think. I was a little worried about putting my hands up because I thought things were going to fall in my buckets.
The guy had his hands up the whole time, and his jacket was all...
All in all, Hang Time's a pretty fun roller coaster, but I wouldn't rank it very high in the thrill department. It's just too floaty and slow, and it's not very tall. Next up, just for fun, we decided to go on this ride called Coast Rider, which seems very much like Goofy's Flight School. It's one of those freeway fun fair rides. Mine too. Yeah! Oh, nice place for our break run. It has its high points and its low points, but the main complaint I had was there's this weird leg support thing that just kind of jams into your shins. What? You immediately regret going on those rides? Yeah. Accelerator was closed, but we had actually been on this ride before. In fact, this ride kind of messed up my wife's neck, and she still hasn't fully recovered. So do you want to ride Accelerator again? Why not? Why?
No, I'm out. No.
I think it's closed anyway.
Good.
Next up was Jaguar, which is by far one of the best themed rides in the park, but was really, really tame. Like, disappointingly tame. There's no real drops, there's absolutely no inversions, you barely pick up any speed at all. It just feels very flat and, I don't know, boring. That was really mellow. That was like a beginner's coaster. That's what that was. Next up was Silver Bullet, which I guess I would compare to Tatsu, although you sit down more like Scream and it feels a lot more like Scream. It made me feel like I was dizzy and almost wanted to puke, kind of like Scream does, without actually being very intense at all. So it's one of those weird rides. I'm not sure if this is a B&M. I have to look it up and find out, but I just don't really care enough to bother. I don't know, looking back at this ride footage makes me think that Knott's Berry Farm is Knott's very fun. Annoyingly, Montezuma's Revenge was closed again. This ride was closed last time I was here during Knott's Scary Farm, and it was closed again. Next up was Ghost Rider, which is an old wooden coaster. The last time I went on this ride was during Knott's Scary Farm. We waited in this line for like over 3 hours, and this time we basically just walked on. And what's really weird is that this is one of the oldest rides of the park, and yet it's definitely by far one of the most fun rides of the park. So make of that what you will. I also want to say thank you to the kid who recognized me in line. Sorry I didn't get your name. I can't do a proper shout out here. I'm also sorry I didn't have any stickers or anything with me this day because I was not expecting to be recognized at Knott's Berry Farm of all places. Thank you for telling me you like my channel. You're awesome. Again, sorry I didn't get your name or anything, but thank you very, very much. It means a lot. Next, we walked around to do a little shopping, and I decided to try my hand at this little water pump thing. Disappointing. Very disappointing. All day long, I've been kind of sprinkling pretty much throughout the day, but at this point, the rain had stopped for a while, and the sun had come up, and everything was nice, so it worked out that we rode roller coasters in the rain, and then went inside to shop when it was nice and sunny outside. Next up, we decided to go on the steam train. Went inside and got ourselves a seat. I've been on a few of these things over the years. I've said before that pretty much every time we decide to visit a new park, we go on one of these train tour things to kind of get the lay of the land. Some of them are people movers that take you from one part of a park to another part of a park. Some of them just go around in a circle. This is one of those. It just goes around in a circle. And it actually felt really, really short. It just kind of drops you back off where you started. Next up, we went on this little kid train minecart ride. During Knott's Scary Farm, they turned this into like a Wicked Witch themed ride. It's kind of whatever.
I think they had a surplus of Pee Wee Herman Pez dispensers.
It had stopped raining for a bit, so we decided to go up on this kind of observation tower ride thing. It goes up and then slowly rotates to give you a 360 view of the entire park, which is pretty cool and something I really wish they would fix at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Anyway, once we got in there, we got up to the top, and I think it did one full rotation before they brought us back down because it started pouring rain. And apparently, this ride is not allowed to operate when it's pouring rain. The rain was something we had anticipated. The weather report said it was going to be sprinkling with small showers on and off throughout the day. In reality, it was sprinkling through most of the day, and then it started raining pretty hard. And then we had like a brief moment where it stopped, and then it started pouring really, really hard for the rest of the day. Can you imagine if it rained this hard at Silver Dollar City? So no trip to Knott's would be complete without having dinner at the famous chicken dinner restaurant, which I gotta say was pretty dang good. So it's about 4 o'clock and now it's pouring rain. So the park's pretty much emptying out. We're gonna probably grab some food and then head on home because, you know, my phone's not waterproof. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I release new videos every week. And until next time, keeping it awesome. Anymore. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. We're going to be doing a full-blown tour, so I'll spare you the parking lot. So we've been coming to Magic Mountain for years, and we just noticed that on the parking lot signs, Daffy Duck looks like he's going, fuck, I don't know where you parked.